Exterior, a graveyard. We zoom in on a corpse holding a blood-stained contract. The corpse is...
Oh, good day, everyone.
Wait. What?
Sorry about that. I dropped my script for my latest countdown in this graveyard here. It's got nothing to do with Halloween.
You have got to be kidding, Marasmus.
Yeah, whatever. Go cause some glitches in Team Fortress 2 already. Now, what am I talking about again? Ah, yes. Kingdom Hearts. In the past few months, I have grown very fond of the Kingdom Hearts series. I'm all up to speed on the franchise, and I'm ready and raring for Kingdom Hearts 3 next year. I got my hopes up on the lore and story, and I'm just as eager for the gameplay itself. But let's focus on the bosses today. Kingdom Hearts has some ambitious and awesome boss fights. From plain old fun to grand in scale to quite possibly the most epic experience you will ever have. There is a very good chance you'll find a boss fight in this series that you will love. And today, I'm talking about the exact opposite of all of that and looking at the horror shows. Maybe this list isn't as far-fetched from Halloween as I thought. Maybe I will get in the costume. Yeah, I can't really deny that the series does get it wrong every now and then. Quite badly. From straight up annoying to outright terrible, there are some bad bosses in this series that need to be dealt with. Or more specifically, the 7 boss fights I didn't like. Now, not all of these boss fights are bad. Some of them you can make a legitimate argument for being really good, if not amazing. But they are boss fights that I don't like for whatever reason all the same. Maybe they took a concept too far, maybe they were way too unfair, or maybe they really are just terrible boss fights. Whatever the reason, these 7 boss fights don't sit with me all that well. And I need to get them off my chest. Well, I'm in costume now, so we might as well make a start. These are my top 7 least favorite Kingdom Hearts bosses. Remember, least favorite. Not all of these fights are technically bad. Get it into your skulls! What can you say about the first Kingdom Hearts game other than how really freaking hard it is? How about how really freaking good it is? That'll work. There are a lot of things that I love in Kingdom Hearts that, and I know it will be unpopular, make me prefer it slightly over Kingdom Hearts 2. That's not saying Kingdom Hearts 2 is bad. Heck no! But I think the more basic and raw design of the first game just sits with me better. I won't deny, however, that a lot of the bosses in this game are pretty... bad. There were also ones like Ansem Seeker of Darkness, Kurt Zisa, Captain Hook, and my favorite boss of the series, Ansem Riku. But then you ended up with fights like Guard Armor, Giant Ursula, 2 bosses I'm going to mention later on in this countdown, and the boss to start the list off of with, Cerberus from the Hercules world. This fight just gets a whole lot of things wrong, and I don't like it one bit. For starters, it's incredibly difficult and dangerous to even so much as land a hit on Cerberus. You can only really get a hit in when he chooses to lower his 3 heads, at which point he will start lashing out and snapping his jaws. This can make attacking him a very risky business. You could be in the middle of damaging him when all of a sudden, BANG! You get hit. And that attack will come fast and hard. And he can even lash out with all 3 heads at once. You'll probably only get 1 or 2 hits in before you have to give up the chase, which makes this fight very slow and tedious. And even when he isn't vulnerable, he's not that much better. From his meteoric fireballs to his dark dog breath attacks, Cerberus has just about got every area of the Colosseum covered. The fireball attacks home in on you and can go quite a distance at quite a speed. And upon using his dog breath, pillars of darkness will spout from the ground at random spots. All of this can make the fight unpredictable and annoying. Needless to say, there are no safe spots in this battle. Except for one. His own back. Yep, you heard that right. You can actually stand on the boss's back and avoid everything. Sure, Donald and Goofy won't be able to follow you and are likely to go down in a few seconds, but if you have the high jump and or glide abilities on you by the time of this battle, You can just jump onto his back and dodge all of his attacks and spam thunder. There's a lot of faulty game design here that makes this fight stand out for all the wrong reasons to me. True, there are probably harder and more annoying fights in the series, and even in this game, but Cerberus to me is just a big mark of bad game design. Unpredictable attacks, small damage window, and a really bad emergence scenario all culminate together to form a boss that I really didn't like from the first outing. At least the fight in Kingdom Hearts 2 is better. For the Kingdom Hearts 3 tech demo that it was, I will say that Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep 0.2, a Fragmentary Passage final mix, actually forget about the joke, is still a pretty good standalone entry. A little short even by the series standards, is 2 hours even a level in a Kingdom Hearts game? But it was still really fun. It's got me looking forward to Kingdom Hearts 3 for certain. Plus, it also further detailed Aqua's story from the secret ending of Birth by Sleep final mix. If only to have our guts pulled out with that teaser trailer at E3. That was just mean, Square Enix, and weirdly, I love you for it. But even a tech demo by definition isn't going to be faultless. There were problems I had with this entry, and the biggest one came in the form of the Phantom Aqua battles. I really didn't like these fights at all. They were just annoying, unpredictable, fast, powerful. Can you give me a minute to catch my breath here? The first 2 fights really didn't sit well with me, and I didn't like fighting them that much. But that 3rd fight is where I officially lost it! Here's an idea for a boss fight. How about making it so that the boss has the ability to replicate itself into multiple fakes that all look and behave the same and take no damage? Great idea, right?
Nope.
This fight just about drove me insane! From simply trying to damage the Phantom Aqua I need to hit to avoiding its attacks, there was little in the way of freedom here. I had a gutful after the first attempt. There is no guaranteed way to find the real Phantom Aqua when it chooses to create its many replicas. So you'll just be running around slashing at each of them in the hope that one of them takes damage. Which they probably won't. Your best way of damaging the boss is to hit it after one of its attacks. And that slows down the pacing to an absolute crawl, since you don't have a lot of time to get a combo in. Or a combo at all. What, not bad enough you say? Well, maybe this'll convince you. The Phantom's attacks in this fight are just mean. You don't have much time to react to them, and even if you do block correctly, chances are that the attack will linger on long enough to damage you anyway. And in most cases, they will more than certainly slash your health bar down to nothing. Come on, how is this supposed to be fair? Oh yeah, I forgot. It isn't meant to be fair. So, what do we have here? A boss that is almost impossible to damage at times and is almost impossible to avoid receiving damage from. Sounds like the perfect recipe for one long descent into insanity. Also, the fight just ends rather anticlimactically. That may have been an intentional design decision, but even then, this fight was just not worth it in the end. If we are forced to fight Aqua in Kingdom Hearts 3, I hope it's nothing like this. Is this some kind of sick joke?
I'm losing this fight. The darkness has found the cracks in my heart. Is this the last apparition before it takes me over?
Oh, come on! I thought you wouldn't be on here! Aren't last second changes just amazing? Even for a hard game like Kingdom Hearts, Hollow Bastion is a distinguishable and glaring difficulty spike. The Heartless in this level are far more powerful and annoying than they have any right to be, and the level's gimmick and mechanic after a while did start to get monotonous. And when you factor in the bosses, you can see where I'm going with this. Riku Answer was a fair, albeit difficult challenge that I enjoyed, but the fights against Maleficent were just painful. And oh good lord, does Dragon Maleficent suck! There's a pretty good chance you've heard other people beat this boss into the ground before, and I'm not gonna shrink away from that action myself. This fight can be summed up in just one word. Migraine. Maybe not the best word, but it's an accurate one nonetheless. All of Dragon Maleficent's attacks have unbelievable range and ridiculous hitboxes. There is little area you have where you can stand safe. Not that you'll be standing around or anything. Simply the act of moving is enough to make Dragon Maleficent attack you. Every step you take means Dragon Maleficent will take one as well, generating a shockwave every time she puts her foot down. This design might work in a platformer boss, it doesn't work in a hack and slash RPG. But that's just one problem. Her other attacks are just ridiculously powerful! When she's not generating shockwaves by simply shuffling around the field, she's usually generating evil fire that deals a lot of damage and lingers on after it has been used, effectively making it a trapping mechanism. Or better yet, she is abusing hitboxes in the absolute worst possible way! I mean, look at this! Tell me that is totally fair! Bad enough for ya? It gets worse! This boss has the same problem that Cerberus does. A vulnerable spot that is incredibly dangerous and difficult to get at, but it has an extra ace up its sleeve. It's absolutely tiny! The only weak spot on Dragon Maleficent is her head, which moves around erratically and is incredibly small. If you're not using a long enough keyblade, good luck! Hope you have enough magic to use Cura. You'll need it when she starts snapping those jaws! Thank heavens for the Riku Ansem fight that followed afterwards. I can't imagine Hollow Bastion getting any worse. Another boss from the original Kingdom Hearts? Maybe I don't love this game as much as I thought. A key problem you will notice among bosses on this list, both already spoken and still to come, is that they are hard. That in itself isn't a problem for me. I like a challenge. But there is a fine line I draw between a fair challenge and being incredibly annoying. So how about something that's the complete opposite of all of that for once? Like, say, Genie-Jafar in the first Kingdom Hearts? Yeah, I know a lot of people dislike the fight in Kingdom Hearts 2 more, but at least the boss poses something of a threat in that game. You can't say the same for the fights in the first game. Which is ironic when you think about it, considering Kingdom Hearts is well documented for its insane difficulty. Something that I learned the hard way. I can sum this fight up in a single sentence. Genie-Jafar poses no threat and barely does anything! I wish there was more to say, but that really is it. He has almost no attacks and he hardly ever uses them. Only at very sparse intervals, he will actually do something for the equivalent of a poof-tiff of damage. In other words, it is almost impossible to die to this boss unless it is on purpose. It is that insultingly easy! Oh, and how's this for a further joke? Instead of attacking the boss, you have to attack the lump that Iago is carrying, in a room with sliding walls and floors where you can't be pushed off the edge, rendering their existence nothing short of a nuisance. Does this sound like good game design to you? Yeah, it sure as hell doesn't! Wow! That went quicker than I expected! Guess there really is no substance to the boss then. Ah well, it frees up my time for the next part of the countdown. I'll return soon with my top 3 least favorite Kingdom Hearts bosses. And believe me, these ones are gonna be doozies!